Well everyone, it is finally time for us to talk about iMessage on iOS 27 because in my opinion, it might be one of the biggest revamps that we've seen to an Apple native application, especially on a use case by use case basis because it is now extremely powerful and way less friction involved when using iMessage. So without further ado, let's break down everything new from a Siri AI perspective with iMessage, RCS and kind of texting alongside with Android, and then some also new features that have nothing to do with either of those. Let's get into it. But now before we continue, help us on the road to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year by hitting that subscribe button if you do enjoy videos like this one where we talk all things Apple. But now let's get right into it. Well everybody, let's just get right into this thing. I have iMessage open and I'm using it on my iPhone 17 Pro running iOS 27 Developer Beta 3. And of course, if you guys are aware, with Beta 3, Siri actually re-indexed everything on your iPhone, and it will probably do the same thing if you do install the public beta, which should be releasing next week, depending on when you're watching this. But I just want to dive into a couple of cool examples because a lot of this stuff does have to do with Siri, and that's a very abstract kind of feature, quote unquote, because it's going to be like your mileage may vary depending on how you use it, what you're using it for. So let's show off a couple examples here in real time. So you see that this text just came in that says, can you send me those pictures from Tennessee? You have a couple things that are new options that are showing up, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But the first thing I want to mention is going to be the one-tap contextual suggestion. So right above in the keyboard where normally you have your autofill or your suggestions, it now recognizes like, hey, the person that's messaging me is looking for photos. I can search for photos now, and then it'll bring up all the photos on here. And not only that, but it'll be contextually relevant. So it's already looking at the photos from Tennessee that we took a couple of weeks ago. You select a couple of those, do whatever you need to. So I'll do this, we'll press this, and then you can just send it off. So again, it's reducing a ton of friction and reducing the amount of steps needed to send those photos. And that's just one example of how much better it's actually gotten from a Siri contextuality standpoint. But another one that you saw was those suggestions under here. So to give you even a better example, let's do this. So now the next thing you're seeing here is a suggestion to add to calendar. This is very simple, but again, it does alleviate the need to get out of here, then go over to the calendar application and add it to your calendar. And now you have these quick shortcut buttons. So if I tap on the add to calendar, it'll create the add to calendar, it'll start to gather the details, create the event, it'll say dinner at Raza, tomorrow, which is July 9th, 8 p.m. to 9:30, and it'll add all the information, it'll even put it in the correct calendar for me. So again, it's just making things much easier, and it happened relatively quickly. And then it's also integrated with reminders. So for instance, so you can see here that it says, can you grab milk and eggs on the way home? So again, you get two different suggestions that are contextually relevant, add to reminders, add to notes. So I can just tap on add to reminders, it'll gather the details, it'll do its thing, and then it says grab milk and eggs on the way home, and then it'll actually ask me which ones I want to add to reminders because there's a couple of things that were added in this conversation that could be beneficial to add to your reminders. Now I only want to add this one, I don't want to add these other two, but I'll press add to reminders. It'll give me all the information here, then you can kind of figure it out or add it the way that you see fit by adding date and time, adding it to your certain list and things of that nature, and then you just press a check mark. And then again, it'll also integrate with notes. So if I add this to note, it'll say have dinner at Raza. Now again, that's a little bit of a bug there because I clicked the add to note on the can you grab milk and eggs and it gave me the Raza information. But again, we're still in the beta life, so little by little, when it does work as intended, it's going to be amazing. So those are just some of the examples that again, reduce friction going from point A to point B when there are some contextually relevant things happening in your iMessage group chat, which has been great to see. And it's made everything so much easier, especially the adding to calendar part, which again, I use on a daily basis. So now the next thing outside of that, which again has to do with the keyboard of iOS 27, is going to be the new AI writing button. So as you can see here, it gives me an option here to write with Siri. Now this is going to be system-wide. This is not just iMessage in particular, but I can see this being used mostly in iMessage and then of course in the Mail app when you are generating text. So what this allows you to do, if I type or tap on here to write with Siri, you can ask Siri to do whatever you want. So I said write a friendly response. We'll do that. We'll let it do its thing. We'll let Siri kind of figure it out on its own. And then it'll type out a friendly response for me. So it says, hey, just wanted to reach out and see how you were doing. I hope you're having a great day and everything that you see there. And then you also get this new writing UI and rewrite and edit with Siri format and UI. So you can kind of go to what it was before and after. You can have it rewrite it. You can undo and redo. I can edit it with Siri as well. And if I want to send it out, I can send it out. Or if not, I'll be good to go. And now the next piece is going to be the Siri suggestions that you get in terms of autofill. So previously with iOS 26 and older, you would get some auto replies on top of the keyboard here, which would say, something simple like it sounds good or okay, very brief. But Siri actually learns the way that you type and can kind of type in your connotation now, especially the more that it learns. So for instance, you will know that it's working when you go in here you go into here and then you get the kind of like highlighting going over. So it says, yes, I hope so, or fingers crossed, because it's going to be contextually relevant to the conversation. Say, yeah, I hope so, man, which is something that I would say. I would add the man at the end of it. And I don't think the iOS 26 version of Siri would have done the same for me. Or you can get out and do this one, which it says fingers crossed, man. Again, it's adding the verbiage that I would use normally when I am texting a friend or something like that. And of course, you can share your feedback by thumbsing it up or thumbsing it down if that is something that you would either say or maybe you wouldn't say, which is cool to see. And then to go even a little bit deeper into the Siri AI integration, if you guys remember that commercial that was actually brought up when Apple first announced Apple Intelligence, that version of Siri is finally here, which is cool to see. So for instance, something simple like, what was the address that Miyamoto sent me about the bridal shower that we're going to, or the baby shower? So you can see that it did bring up the address, and not only did it bring up the address based on some text, but it brought up the address based on the actual invitation of a picture that's in the message itself. So again, it can search really deep into that, and it can continue from there. So for example, I can say something like, could you grab 4 or 5 of the pictures from Tennessee and put it into the bros group chat? I want to say 4 or 5 pictures, not 45. So look at how cool this is, right? You get the few pictures that are on here, which are very cool to see. I can cancel it, I can send it, I can do whatever I want. So we're going to cancel that because I don't want to send those. And then it'll tell me that, hey, okay, they won't send it. So the sky's really the limit in terms of what you can do and integrate with when it comes to Siri, as well as in the iMessage application. And it just makes things much easier to do. So as you saw, it probably would have taken me a little longer to go out, search a few images, and then send it off versus just telling Siri to do it for me or on my behalf. Can you pull up that link that I recently sent in the bros group chat? So I'll scroll down. Now can you take that link and send it to Miyamoto? Send it. And now if I go back into that conversation, you can see that the link has been perfectly sent. So again, very impressive. They can take multiple different conversations. It can take multiple actions within the single conversation and take multiple actions for you, which is very cool. And it can continue on. And Siri has gotten very good, especially with this beta 3 update. It's gotten much snappier, much faster, and it definitely has to do with some of that indexing that we were talking about earlier. Okay, so now the next thing I want to show off doesn't have to do with Siri, so we can kind of go into that. They did add a new feature with this little plus button. So the plus button has been around for a little while now to give you all the different features and apps that you get within iMessage. But if you scroll down, they added a new one, which is going to be the drawing one. So very self-explanatory. You can kind of tap into there. You get this white canvas. You grab all the different tools you would get from the Notes application or the PDF editor and things like that. You can, write hello in cursive if you want to. I can highlight it after the fact. We'll press that done. And then it just ends up sending like a regular message. Press send. And there you go, it's sent to anybody or the person that's receiving it to then save it or do whatever they want. I will say that this actually works so much better on the iPad because it does allow you to use the Apple Pencil. So if you want to take something seriously like that, I would recommend trying it out on the iPad. And now let's get into everybody's favorite subject about Siri AI and Apple Intelligence, which is going to be Genmoji. Now Genmoji has gotten better. Again, I don't really use it too much, but you can easily describe an emoji and get it sent, whereas before it was a little bit hit or miss. So here I just typed in a dolphin with sunglasses, something kind of easy here. Let's generate it. Let's see how long it takes. We'll give it a second. Again, I don't play with this one too much and I don't know how many people actually use the Genmoji feature, but you can see that it did add on here. So I'm going to say, describe another change, we'll say a beverage. I don't know if it would let me say add a beer, but we'll say add a beverage. So I'm going to just chime in here and say that this is taking a little while. So adding more, maybe it depends on what you're trying to add here. So I'm going to X out of here and say that it's fine for now. But again, Genmoji did get a little bit better overall. And then another big thing that Apple did here was the overall sending experience, especially of larger files, or if you're in a situation where maybe you don't have a ton of data to send and you're on the go, it's actually gotten way better. So before, if something failed to send or if it was taking too long, there would be no prompt. There would be, aside from like fail to send, there would be no status bar or anything like that. Now that's changed. So for instance, here's like a 50-second video. I'll press a check mark. I'll send it. And what's cool about this is that it's going to send, but you should get a little status bar. Of course, you see a little status bar right underneath. And what's cool about this is that if you do lose connection, for instance, if I go into airplane mode, right, turn off Wi-Fi, I'm going to lose the connection. It's going to stop sending it. But then if I go back in here, turn off airplane mode, go back onto the Wi-Fi, it'll then continue to send it as well. So just the overall experience has gotten better, and that little progress bar down there is actually extremely beneficial to know that you're sending and are able to send it and have completed sending a large video file. And then the next thing I do want to show off here is that Apple finally fixed the audio button. Now, if you guys are aware, you can see that in my actual typing bar section here, I actually don't have a little microphone on the right side. Now, if you're on iOS 26 or older, you will have that microphone. In iOS 27, it still exists, but it's now in the settings. So if I go into the settings, we'll go into iMessage settings, and then scroll down to the middle here where it says show in text field. I have it as none. So now you can actually change it up. So you can press it to record audio. So if I go back to my messages, I now have that microphone on there. I can tap and hold on here to start recording my audio, then stop, let go, and send it if I want to. And then also, if you want to actually do dictation, I can do start dictation. We'll go back to messages. Now the microphone has changed from the waveform to a microphone. I tap on there and it'll start dictating. And also, Smart Dictation has gotten much better. I am on the latest 17 Pro, so I have the best on-device Siri, and it's pretty much 99.9% accurate in terms of what I'm saying, how often I'm saying it, no matter the speed of my kind of verbiage as well. So overall, it's gotten extremely good when it comes to dictation. And again, if you don't have a 17 Pro, the dictation will still be fantastic. It's just, technically, it's not the best version of dictation in Siri that you can get when you have a 17 Pro. And then two other things that I wanted to bring up. First is going to be RCS messaging. So it plays much nicer when you are texting somebody that's in the Android world. So you do get the things like the long press, the inline reply, the react to an image, show reactions appear correctly finally. So it's not really like quoting that you reacted to something to somebody else. And Android now plays much better in a group chat setting. So it plays well with iMessage, which is great to see. So there's less kind of separation between the blue bubble and the green bubble. I do think that it'll always be a green versus blue bubble. But at the end of the day, if the green plays well with the blue, I'm okay with it. And then overall performance enhancements have been great. So if I pull up a conversation that I've been talking with for somebody for years, being able to kind of scroll through here, let me just delete all this. I can scroll through here and everything gets brought up much, much faster than it did before, and I can quit out of it. So performance on iMessage has been much better overall, but that's everything new with iMessage. There's a lot to like, a lot to experiment with. So let me know in the comment down below what you think overall, and let's finish up the video. So, as you guys saw, there's a lot to like about the iMessage app. Yes, visually it kind of remained the same, but we got a bunch of new features that everybody got. If you are on an iPhone that supports Siri AI and Apple Intelligence, it got immensely more useful in terms of how you use it on a day-to-day basis. And then even for somebody who maybe is constantly texting an Android user or maybe trying to put an Android user in a group chat, it even plays much better this time around with RCS and end-to-end encryption and everything that comes with that. So, let me know in the comment down below. Are you guys excited for the new iMessage? Do you have a phone that's going to be able to take advantage of Siri AI alongside iMessage? If you don't, is this enough of a reason for you to maybe upgrade to a phone that can? Let me know in the comment down below. Always curious to know everybody's thoughts. And right now we are in beta 3 of iOS 27 with the public beta right around the corner. So maybe a lot more people will be jumping on it to try it out. But until next time, if you guys made it to the end, leave a little dolphin. And if you want to watch more videos like this one, like what's new with the mail application or what's new with the wallet application, click on one of these right here. Peace, everyone.